Whoa!
Oh, turn it down, Sanji. Great start.
Thank you for that theme tune, Sam. So welcome everyone to another edition of LJY-Netzer cooking live stream with our recurring guest host, Ossie Goldhill.
Hello.
And today we have another special guest.
Go that way.
Yeah, it's Samuel Finkelstein. Say hello.
Hey, it's so nice to see everybody.
For those with a good memory, this may realize that this is a LJY-Netzer reunion.
Yes, very true.
Big up.
We co-rushed Sam, didn't we? All those years ago. How long ago was that?
3 years ago.
Was that 3 years ago? Oh my god.
More than 3 years ago. 3 years and 4 months.
An amazing LJY-Netzer on that 3 years ago. Fantastic. Ossie, tell us what we're going to be making today.
Today we are going to be doing a pancake battle. We're going to be using the same Krep recipe, so nice thin pancakes, which are, in my opinion, the superior kind of pancake. Your opinion may vary. So we're going to be doing a basic Krep recipe, which will be exactly the same, which is ripped straight off of BBC Good Food, because I think that crepes are such a old and like well done recipe that there's no point me like even trying to improve on them and give you mine. Like, just use BBC Good Food. It's really good. It's foolproof. It works every time. But we're going to be differentiating them with the ways that we go about it. So, Sam, why don't you tell us about what you're going to be doing with your pancakes?
I'm going to be making a kind of savory tomato olivey sauce, which is kind of like a quick pasta sauce, except we're going to have it in crepes. And I'm going to try and toast some walnuts as well, and that's going to go on top. How about you, Ossie?
Nice. I am going to be going down the sweet route, and I'm going to be going down the very sort of classical French route. I'm going to be doing a dish called Krep Suzette, which is a very old-fashioned dish, but is makes for some wonderful theatre, as we will see later. It's slightly, the booze is optional, but it's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be flambeing it, actually. So it's a traditional dish that was done actually by the tableside, by the maitre d' of wherever you're eating. Would make it tableside, set it on fire for theatre. Why not? I've already accidentally set fire to my kitchen in one of these streams, so I figure why not do it?
Fingers crossed.
But intentionally.
One more time.
I mean, it's a bit of fire never hurt anyone. So,
Press the beard up a bit.
For anyone listening at home that would want to, hire you to be their maitre d' for the evening, setting fire to their kitchen, are you available?
That's a great question, Jacob. I'm happy to share with the world that yes, I am. I'm very available.
Okay.
I'd really like a job if anyone's offering. OssieGoldhill.com. That's all I'm saying.
Well, at the end of this episode, you can have a look at Ossie's details, and he can come make pancakes for you at a small fee.
At a very reasonable price. Yeah.
Do you think my hair is like uneven, or is it just the camera is like reversed? It looks really bizarre. But look.
Did you just go for a straight buzz cut as well?
Well, several times, but it looks tilted, but I can't tell if that's just the way I'm looking at it.
I think it's just the camera. I think Jacob's the only one who's actually been brave and just grown it out over this whole.
Jacob looks good. Jacob looks he looks like Paul McCartney, like circa 1970.
Very obscure reference, but there you go.
Yeah.
Very nice. I think Jacob's frozen. We've got the stream to ourselves.
Whoa! It's a takeover. Wait, maybe we're both frozen and he's the only one still working.
I hope not. Anyway, right. Well, what I'm going to say,
I've never actually made crepes before.
You've never made crepes before?
I've only ever made pancakes.
Oh dear. Okay. Well, it's very simple. Very simple. I would also add for anyone following along at home that a crepe batter is exactly the same as one you'd use for a Yorkshire pudding. So let me just find it. There we go. If you're going to make a crepe batter, you got a Yorkshire pudding tin like this, and you put a bit of oil in it, put it in a really hot oven, wait for the oil to get smoking hot, and then you just pour in the oil, pour in your batter, put it into the oven for about 18 to 20 minutes, and you'll get wonderful Yorkshire puddings. So it's another use for pancake batter. And speaking of pancake batter, that's what I'm going to be starting on.
Wait, I'm still putting my flour. Wait.
So I'm just putting this flour. If you want to turn your attention over to...
I'm going to use strong white flour. Mom, go away. I'm
Oh,
going to Go away. Sorry, no, go away. Yeah, but I haven't made them yet. You're embarrassing me in front of Ozzy. Because then, yeah, I don't know. Leave me alone. Go away. Actually go away.
Hello.
Yeah. Fine.
So you're going for strong white flour. It's an interesting choice.
Wait, I don't think I have any other flour.
Fair enough.
Go away.
Ozzy, can you quickly go over the ingredients in case someone is inspired to quickly run
more than
to the
happy to do
cupboard?
that. So this again, like I was saying from before, this is a BBC Good Food recipe because crepes don't need improving, and use a recipe that's tried and tested. So the basic constituents of any batter are eggs, flour, and milk. We're also going to be enriching it with a little bit of butter. It's about I'm trying to remember this: 140 grams of flour, 2 eggs, 200 grams of milk, and about 20 grams of just melted butter. That's going to be making our batter. The butter is optional. You can use oil instead if you are you can't have butter for whatever reason. And I've not tried this with gluten-free flour. I am aware there are gluten-free recipes, but this is a recipe specifically for standard plain white flour. And I know there are also eggless recipes for if you can't have eggs. Again, I've not tried them, so you'd have to use them at your own risk. But that is just a very traditional batter recipe that, like I said, you can use for so many different things, like Yorkshire puddings. So yeah, the basic technique is you basically want to mix all of your wet stuff together. So your milk, your eggs, and your melted butter. Mix those all together, and then you want to sieve in all of your dry stuff, which will be your flour and a pinch of salt. Is the basic technique for any sort of batter. So it's very simple. So I'm just going to add all my wet stuff to the bowl. Mix that up and then sift in my flour so I get a nice smooth butter. How are you getting along, Sam? You managed to weigh stuff out yet? He can't hear me.
I think he may have taken his
he's not got his headphones. It's just ignoring us now.
Now there we go, it's coming back. Sam, take us through what your process is.
So I've sifted the flour and salt into a bowl. You can see it here. And I'm just putting 100 milliliters of water into my 200 milliliters of milk. And I'm going to copy Ozzy, bring it up to 300 milliliters. There we go, perfect. Quite dilute milk, like ready-made for tea. What we're doing now, break the eggs into the well. How many eggs? 2 eggs. I'm going to break my egg on the table. No, I don't need a knife. Stop talking to me. I'm on a live stream. People are watching me. I'm on TV.
If you're in the kitchen, you've got to deal with all sorts of distractions.
Yeah, this is true. This is a lesson in real life cooking. Okay.
Indeed, it is.
One more. Whisking. This is my whisk.
So Sam, are all your pancakes going to be savoury, or do you think, or will we finish with one final sweet pancake?
A dessert, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see myself doing that, but I'm not going to constrict myself now by like committing. So I think I'll see how it goes. I don't have a big sweet tooth.
We've got some comments coming in.
Oh, go for it.
Bring up. Sam is cheating with help from Nikki. Is that true, Sam?
That?
We've had some allegations.
I'm trying to get her out.
Are there allegations of cheating? Because I want a full inquiry into this. I think that is.
Liam Mandel says that you're helping me cheat.
You've got flour all over your laptop.
I've not got flour all over my laptop. He's spreading lies about me.
Fake
Oh,
news.
this does look kind of pancakey. This is looking good. How's yours, Ozzy?
They are looking wonderful. I'm just going to add a pinch of salt for good luck, as one of my old pastry chefs would say. Always add a little bit of salt.
I always worry that I whisk wrong. That's the two things that with cooking that I'm worried about. Is I think I whisked wrong, and I also think I grate wrong. I think
I don't really get what you mean, but okay.
I always feel like I'm not doing them. I feel like there must be a trick, and I don't know the trick. Do you know?
Is in the actual technique or the extent to which you do it? So at the moment, from what I can see, that looks like you're just mixing it. Whisking, you wanna lift up and incorporate a lot of air. So you're almost going, as opposed to mixing where you're going in that kind of direction, you want to go up, 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 up.
Let's
Like
have
that.
a little look.
You need to actually lift the whisk out. So you're going. Bear with me. So you've got your whisk like that. If you can see me.
Oh no, I can't see you.
I'm just showing.
Jacob's got it.
Leo Mendel says, "Please wipe your camera. Very dirty."
I think you should listen to him.
Feel free to comment, anyone, on Sam's whisking technique.
Lol.
How's that, Leo? Squeaky clean.
Lovely.
Okay, I think this is whisked. You know, there's bubbles.
I think you're supposed to be doing it's kind of a bit faster technique. It's not like, it's supposed to be properly, your arm's supposed to hurt after a while.
Why would I want my hand to hurt?
Here we go. Let's have a look again at Sam's whisking technique.
Leo says, much better. Thanks, Sam. No, thank you.
I do think, Sam, you might have to
I think
have a bit of practice.
Do we give Leo enough credit for these streams as well? He's the technical guru behind the scenes.
Leo's a guru. Leo's great. Big
big shout out to Leo Mendel.
I know Leo Mendel and Leo Marks. And Leo Marks taught me guitar, and Leo Mendel, and they're both Leo M. And they're both great.
Well, there you go. If you got Leo M in your name, that means you're great.
I don't know a bad Leo M.
Interesting.
I consider this ready. It wants us to rest it for 30 minutes. Are we actually going to do that?
So with any kind of thing that you've got flour in, ideally you want to leave it to rest because flour will hydrate any liquid that gets into it. So with any bread doughs, any batters, anything you use flour in, ideally you want to leave it to rest for a little while. With pancakes, you can get away with cooking them straight away. It's not going to make a huge amount of difference. Myself personally, I'm going to let this rest while I make my sauce for my Suzette. And I'm going to cook my pancakes a little bit later. But ideally, if you are using flour in a dish, you want to leave it to rest a little bit. If you can, but you can get away with it. But if you can, let it rest.
Okay.
Is basically the answer.
Make sure, on the 7th day, the flour rested.
Yeah, I believe that's Leviticus.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We have some more comments coming in, which I'll bring up now. They're from a certain Rosa Slater. This question is directed at Sam again. And Rosa asks, where's Isaac?
Oh, yeah.
And Aaron.
Isaac's at school and Aaron's at work. Sorry, my headphone fell out. Isaac's at school in Watford, and I'm going to pick him up this afternoon. And Aaron is working somewhere in Harrow, I think maybe Carpenter's Park, as a gardener.
Nice.
He for those who attend FPS, he's the gardener for FPS, among other institutions.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
I'm going to start chopping I'll turn my camera like this. Wait, if I go like this, that's probably dangerous.
Yeah, it looks a bit. You might cut your headphones. Watch out for your headphones as well. I mean, Ossie, let's have a little look at what you're up to.
Yeah, if you bring it over to Aussie Camp. So what I've got here is I've got my orange. So Krep Suzette is, probably should have explained what it is for those who don't know. It's a very old-fashioned dish, but I think there is always a place for these kind of old-fashioned classical dishes. It's pancakes which are done in a caramel and orange sauce. And then traditionally the part that kind of is the showstopper is you flambe it in a mixture of, well, I'm going to be using Cointreau and brandy. So basically some very high content alcohol, which you then flambe and table sides to your guests. You wow them, you amaze them with your culinary skill. So it requires a little bit of technical knowledge to make a caramel, a little bit of fruit preparation skill. What I'm doing here is I'm segmenting the oranges. So it's essentially getting rid of the skin and the little membrane that exists between the, I wouldn't even know, segments, I suppose, of orange. So you basically are just left with just the beautiful flesh of an orange, which you can eat without any pips or seeds or membranes or stringy bits or whatever. So that's going to just be put into the sauce at the very last moment, just before serving. And I'm going to be making the orange caramel by caramelizing some caster sugar in some butter, adding a bit of orange juice to form the sauce, reducing that down to a syrup, and then I'll put in the pancakes then, and then I'll flambe it. Once everything is together, that'll be the last thing I do is flambe. And then they're just served straight from the pan or straight onto a plate, but I'm going to do mine in the pan. So that is essentially the gist of what I'm doing today. So again, very different to Sam's in terms of this is a sweet dish. Pancakes, of course, are delicious, whatever you put with them, because it's such a versatile recipe and batter. So please feel free to let your creativity shine with whatever you decide to cook and however you decide to do your pancakes. So that's basically what I've been doing. Just check I've got everything ready.
How many breakfasts, a week or month would you say you flambe?
It's just it's
every other breakfast.
I usually have my staff do it for me. It's not really. Okay. I don't usually get my hands dirty with it, but 2-3 times a week maybe.
So would you say that is an Aussie recommends? Aussie recommends that you flambe your breakfast 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah, it works best with cereal, surprisingly. No, I mean, there's the obvious safety point.
Yeah.
Before anyone goes off just trying to attempt this at home, I'm quote unquote a trained professional, although some people might laugh at that. It is like you can't be messing around when you're doing this. This is very much a dish that if you do plan to do it, number one, you don't actually need to flambe it. It's purely for show. So if you don't want to do that, or you don't want alcohol, you can't have alcohol, then ignore it. It's fine. It's a beautiful dish without it. If you do want to do it, that's fine, but make sure all the obvious safety points. Don't have anything flammable nearby whilst you do it. Don't have, if you've got kids, don't have them running around the kitchen and stuff. Like, this is purely, it's the same like if you were to deep fry something at home, like absolutely 100% you're focused on that all the time. Don't like take it. It's not something you just casually do. This is something that you need to be present and in sound mind to be able to do. So if you do want to do this at home, great, but just be absolutely careful. And don't feel you have to, because it's not necessary. It's just something that we can do extra on top just because we can. But please do not feel that you have to do it, and please utilize the best of your common sense to make sure that it is a safe environment to do so. Is all I can recommend.
Aussie Goldhill performs all of his own stunts.
I do.
Aussie, what's the coolest thing you've ever flambéed?
Accidentally or on purpose?
Yeah.
I mean, I've set a pan on fire before, which is great fun. Unintentionally, of course, because it's really difficult to tell at some kitchens whether you've got like loads of loud noises and ventilation. We had a gas stove, and it's really difficult to tell unless you're like looking directly at it, like at the line of the gas, whether it's like on fully or off. And so I just put a pan over there to use for something a little bit later, not realizing that the stove was whacked up way high. And it's really difficult to tell unless you're looking directly at the gas underneath. And so the pan set on fire eventually. So that was fun, but unintentional. But it made for a nice.
Is that what happened to your hair?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It saves on the barber cost. So it's kind of a win-win, I'd say.
Save on shampoo.
Yes, exactly.
We've got some more comments. Ellie Lawson says, "Be nice to your mummy, Sam Finkelstein. She is iconic."
I'm
concur with that sentiment.
When she has a live stream, I never go in the room.
And we also have one from Liam Mindell, who wants to give a shout out to Jess Mindell, who will be an LJY-Netzer movement worker next year. And she has just received a 2-1 from the University of Cardiff yesterday. So
Nice,
well done to you,
Mazel.
Chef.
Mazel tov.
Yeah. Great news.
Feel free to comment any more shout outs or any recent flambes, if anyone has been doing that. Or if you want Aussie to flambe. What was that, Sam?
I said hashtag Flambe fail.
If you want Aussie to flambe something for you, then comment what he should flambe next. Sam, I see you're making your tomato sauce.
Yeah, I'm just sauteing some onions. I'm not going to give them too long because we want a bit of crunch, bit of toothiness, but just to get away the little dragon breath. Got some garlic sliced up. I'm going to chop up some olives, add some tomato, and just try and get it a bit thick. I wanted to have like tomato paste, and it would be like kind of like a jam, but I don't have any tomato paste because I kind of forgot that I was doing this. So
you mean to say you weren't prepped 2 hours before, ready to go?
I was gonna say I just woke up. I actually woke up at 6, but so I prepped while like 2 minutes before the video as Aussie and Dick.
Just having a look at Aussie's butter.
Yeah, so I've just got some foaming butter in there. It's going slightly nutty brown, which is exactly what I want. In goes my sugar.
Nutty brown.
Going to be forming a caramel, which is essentially just melted sugar. The butter is not necessary in a regular caramel, but this is forming a sauce, so we need a little bit of fat in there to make it a bit more rich and decadent, which is exactly what you want in a dish like this.
Aussie, is this going to be your lunch?
I think this will be the only meal of the day. It's so bad for you. It's so good, but it's so bad for you. Like, the damage has been done with this meal, you know.
Does setting it on fire make it less healthy?
Trying to think. I don't think it would affect it nutritionally.
If you were going to flambe one meal that we have on camp, what would it be?
Good question. Very good question.
I don't know. Trying to think what would be a suitable flambe dish. I don't know. It's a good question.
Cherry pie.
Yeah,
cherry pie.
Hash brown.
Firstly, I wouldn't flambe because I wouldn't have alcohol on camp because I'm a good citizen. But yeah, probably some sort of dessert, I suppose.
Okay.
I mean, actually, we flambe a lot more than you might think. Like
And you're allowed
Christmas pudding, of course. As in, is something that obviously is flambéed a lot, traditionally with a bit of brandy or something like that. It's a very old, it's very much a product of someone called, not just him, but of the time of a guy called Auguste Escoffier, who is regarded as sort of like the grandfather of sort of modern classical cuisine. Set up a lot of the conventions and a lot of the things that we do today. Originally came from his sort of thinking. So it's very much a product for its time, and it was something that, you know, back in the 1800s, 1900s, when you would go to a restaurant, it was unless you were, you know, very, very rich, it was like a hugely special occasion. There's no such thing as like casual dining out. It's not. It's you go to a restaurant to be wowed and excited by the chefs and by whatever they did for you. And so something like this was just a way to add some sort of theatre to the dining experience, because it really was an experience you went for then. And it's very much, you know, very much wowed guests back then, and it still wows people today, I think. And there's still there's still a bit of magic to it, I think, and a little romantic thing to doing all this with cookery, and a lot of classical cookery. There's a lot of tradition in it, and we like that tradition. We like cooking that tradition. We like the flavors that come with classical cuisine, and this is a very classical dish. What are you emptying out? Is that your jar of olives there, Sam?
My jar of olives, but they're stuck.
Oh dear.
Oh, I got them out.
Jars of olives can be very hazardous, so be careful.
Yeah, shout out to olives.
Olives are great. I know Rosa Slater is a massive, massive fan of olives. I know she lives for them. I don't blame her.
Got my tomato sauce in the pan. Just gonna get it
Excellent.
real thick.
Let's have a look at Aussie.
So it might be a bit difficult to see in this pan, but basically I can tell that this has now gone a lovely caramel color. So slightly golden brown, which is my sugar has dissolved and cooked out to a caramel. So what I'm going to do now is add in my orange juice, which is just regular bog standard orange juice. It's a nice hot pan. And I want to dissolve all of that sugar and reduce that down to a gorgeous syrup. You might just be able to see bits of caramel there.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to dissolve all of that into the sauce. And that's going to form a syrup, which is going to be my sauce. And I'm going to cook my pancakes. And then once they're cooked, once this is reduced down nicely to a nice thick syrup, I'm going to add my pancakes back into here, just coat them in all that sauce, beautiful sauce. Add in my orange segment, which you just saw me do earlier. Then I'm going to put in the alcohol, flambe it, and it's ready to serve. So the only big thing left for me to do now is just cook the pancakes once this sauce is reduced down. So over a nice high heat, let it all cook and simmer. And that is your beautiful orange sauce. Oh, I forgot to add actually one little thing that is not really traditional, but I'd like to add when I'm doing stuff like this is just a teaspoon of real lady marmalade. So just really bog standard marmalade.
Ooh, very nice.
Just adds a little bit of bitterness. This is obviously a very sweet dish because it's got a lot of sugar, and the bitterness of the marmalade can really cut through, which I think is just a nice addition. And also obviously enhances the orange flavour. So yes, like that. Also helps to thicken it slightly as well, but it's more about the flavour at this point.
Sam, what stage are you at with your pancakes?
You can see I got my tomato sauce in the pan here. That's some tin tomatoes, onion, garlic, and chili. And I'm gonna add a bit of Worcester sauce. Got a pan heating up here. I'm gonna toast some walnuts in to go on top at the end. I've got this tomato sauce on a very high heat because I'm trying to get it like not too liquidy because I don't want it to like drown the pancakes. I got some olives chopped up here. Oh, can you see? Olives chopped up here. Then we're chucking at the end. This is gonna be my pancake pan, but it's not in use yet. My pancake batter over here. I got everything going on.
Worcester sauce, eh?
Yeah, a bit of Worcester sauce, a bit of vegetarian.
Nice vegetarian. It's vegetarian.
Sauce.
Is it vegetarian? Yeah, okay.
Right.
With that, maybe the vegetarian fish, yeah? Vegetarian anchovies. Yeah.
I've just got my.
In fact, anchovies are a vegetable, apparently.
Yeah, I've got an anchovy tree in my garden, so it's actually organic.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. So it's homegrown anchovies. That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pluck fresh from the tree this morning.
Yeah, well, sometimes we just have too many, like this year, and they were just getting overripe and like falling on the grass. It was just a bit of
I get that. Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense. No explanation necessary.
I appreciate it.
Oh. Right. What I'm going to do now is get ready to start cooking my pancakes once my sauce is now ready.
I'll join you. And then we can do it. We can take this journey together.
I look forward to it. Let me just get a little.
How many viewers have we got, Jacob?
400 million.
I think so, yeah.
Crazy.
For those just tuning in, today Ossie and Sam are making pancakes. Sam is going for a more savoury meal with a tomato sauce, whereas Ossie is going for a very sweet pancake with some orange and setting on fire.
Krep Suzette.
Exactly.
Flames for extra speed.
Pancakes with flames.
What are we doing? Butter. I've got some butter.
I've got some butter. You can use oil, of course. If you have used oil in the... Sorry, if you can't have butter, of course, you can put oil in the batter and use it to cook with. That's absolutely fine. I'm just using butter because this is a French dish. And, well, it wouldn't be French if it didn't have a little bit of butter in it. So
So you're both moving on to using the batter that you've already made and cooking your pancakes. Is that right?
Correct.
Sam, is there any way that we can see your pan?
Yep.
Oh,
See
yeah.
the butter. I think maybe a bit too butter, but
Oh, here we go. Aussie's first pancake.
cheating.
No, just quicker.
Well, it means we can see Aussie's and then we'll cut to yours afterwards, Sam. There we go. Look at Aussie's
Oh,
pancake.
yeah, I was going to copy Aussie.
Now, Aussie, some people say that the first pancake in the batch is often not the best, shall we say.
Yes, it's because your pan's not hot enough. Your pan's not hot enough, pure and simple. You need to let it get quite hot and cook all the way through. I think people, obviously, when they're making pancakes, get quite excited and want pancakes sooner rather than later, which is understandable, and can tend to flip the pancakes or try and get them out of the pan before they're cooked fully, so they're still not cooked. So I've used quite a bit of butter. It still won't be as nice as the next ones because I've used quite a lot of butter to start off with, and this is going to grease the pan. But once this first one is out of the way, it should be okay. But again, get your pan nice and hot. You want a really hot pan for pancakes, not so they burn, but so they cook nice and quickly.
Sam, are you ready for your first pancake?
I think my butter's not quite hot enough.
Oh, okay, don't worry, we'll wait.
I don't want
that moment.
I don't know. This is my first Krep ever, so I don't want to jinx. I don't want to embarrass myself in front of thousands of viewers.
It happens. To the best.
So my sauce at the moment is still got a little bit to go, but you can see it's taking on this beautiful orange color. I can't stress enough how you have got boiling sugar here, basically. So if you do want to make this, you must be careful. That is now hotter than boiling water because it's got a lot of sugar in it. So much like when you're flambeing stuff, please be concentrated on it. Don't have kids running around if you've got them.
Try not to be
any major distractions.
To people on headphones whilst you're doing it.
Yeah, don't be running any live streams. All the basic safety points.
My batter's
Sam, here we go. Let's see yours.
My batter's gone in.
Let's see. Amazing. Sam's first pancake.
So much batter, but it's done now. So anyway, turn the heat up a bit.
All right, I think I'm ready to flip.
Whoa.
Whoa. I think you lost a little bit there.
Nah. Yeah.
Flip it.
Get a double flip in.
No, I need to cook on this side. I'll do it in a second.
Yeah, so you double flip it. It will just land back on that same side. That's the trick.
Triple flip it.
Triple flip.
Wait.
Oh my god.
Triple. Yeah. Legend.
Right, that's now cooked.
How many flips can you do? Sam, I hope you do more flips than that. I want you to be getting...
I don't think I'm doing any flips. I don't trust myself to do a flip.
Oh.
So how do I...
We believe in you.
On one side.
All of our viewers say that they want you to flip your pancake, Sam.
Who said that?
I want you to flip, Sam.
Okay, well, I don't think it's ready to come out at all yet.
Okay, we'll wait, don't worry.
We'll see. I don't want to panic.
Aussie's already on to his next pancake.
Oh, Aussie.
I must admit
how many different pancakes are you going to do, Aussie?
I'll probably just do 3 for this plate. That's already a more than generous portion with the sauce. But I think this batter should be good for about 4 or 5 pancakes, depending on how big they are.
Wait, I need to put my laptop down to get this up. Oh, my mum was right. I did get flour on my laptop.
Yeah.
Not too much. Okay. Oh, I don't want to burn it.
I'm just going to fold my pancakes like that is a traditional way of doing it when you're serving it. So just into quarters like that. If you are choosing to do Suzette.
Sam, can we see any pancake flipping?
I'm just, it's kind of stuck to the bottom. So this is really not good. Yeah, it wasn't ready.
Also a non-stick pan. I hope that's fairly self-explanatory, but use a non-stick pan if you're using pancakes. Have you used a non-stick pan?
I've used a quite old non-stick pan, so it's possible that it's actually a stick pan.
So it's become a stick pan.
Half stick.
Oh,
What's brown and sticky?
There we go. A stick. Pancake. Wow. I'm happy with that.
A disaster, but it was a bit thick. I'm gonna try again.
Have you ready for your pancake flipping, Sam?
No. I aborted that pancake. Try again.
Okay, that pancake. So, as Ossie said, sometimes the first pancake doesn't work. That's normally because your pan isn't hot enough. Sam's first pancake was unsuccessful.
I'm trying again. I put a new.
Here is Ossie's third pancake that he is cooking up.
I put a new. Can you hear me? I put a new thing of batter in. Yeah.
So one of the dishes I was doing when I was working in a gastropub was the pancake dish, and it basically meant that for a good sort of 3 or 4 hours per shift, I was doing nothing but just making pancakes because we got through so many of them. So I'd be standing there, I'd have 3 pans on the go, and I'd constantly just be like pouring batter in, making up some more batter, taking it out, flipping them, like going all between the 3 pans. So I've got a
How many
little bit of
pancakes do you think you've made in your life?
What you're really saying is that you cheated.
No, I'm saying I have experience, Sam. That's not cheating.
You got a head start.
I didn't think we realised that this would be your first ever Krep, Sam.
To be fair, Ossie suggested crepes, and I should have just said, "Can we do something I've made before?" But I was like, "I'm up for a challenge." But now I'm just getting creative on Facebook. Okay, wait, this one looks better. No.
What would you cook if we had a round 2? What would you?
Yeah, wait.
The camera wasn't on it.
Let's have a look. Let's see.
I had a proper flair.
It looks nice. It's a bit small, but
it's a crepe.
You flip it again for everyone to see. So you know it's on camera. Here we go.
Hey, see that?
Sort of, yeah. Do a bit higher.
Oh, it's back in the bag.
I think that one may have ended up on the floor.
Oh dear. I'm ready to flip another one, Jacob.
Okay, we'll see a flip from Ossie.
There you go.
Excellent.
It's confidence. All about confidence.
It's cooked when you flip it, otherwise it's a bit
yeah, that's kind of one of the main points. Make sure it's cooked, but also confidence. If you try and like half flip it, it won't work. You've got to, once you're in, you're committed.
Hey! Wait, my camera's too high.
Here we go. Hey!
Nice.
Sam's he's a.
I'm at it. TV.
I see you've gone for little baby pancakes.
Okay, more pancake batter. Wait, I'm gonna get some tin foil to keep that one hot. No. Yeah, no, Ossie, my ideal thing would have been like some sauces or like a stew or something, but you'd already done like similar stuff to that, so I was like kind of on it to do something new.
Fair enough.
I like making braises.
I think that's one of the things that with these streams we have to appreciate is doing short cook time recipes. I mean, a lot of what we've done so far, there's a surprising amount of thought that goes into the dishes and recipes that I suggest to cook or that we cook on these streams, because we obviously have the time limit of the stream itself, or general keep people's attention, but also making sure it's as easy and accessible as possible. Occasionally we have streams where I like to show off a bit because I like to show off a bit, basically, because why not? But like generally, there's a lot of thought to make sure that what we do on these streams is replicable. My God, replicable for everyone who watches. As I deeply encourage everyone to get into their kitchens and start cooking, because I don't think there's anything better in this world than learning to cook or knowing how to cook. And you start with the basics. So
there's some things that are better.
What about world peace, Ossie?
Yeah, I mean, you must tikkun your lamb before you can tikkun your kitchen. Of course, is the wise saying.
Proverb.
Yes, of course. But I think there's something to be said about being able to cook and being able to beyond that, being able to cook for others as well, I think is a fantastic thing in this world. So I do encourage anyone watching to get into their kitchens and just start by doing something. It doesn't really matter what, but just start doing something rather than nothing, basically.
So you've heard it from Ossie. Go to your kitchen and do something.
Yeah, that is honestly the best advice I can give you. Is
doesn't matter what it is, just do something.
Don't worry. I mean, and have a go at it and fail and make mistakes, because that's the best way you're going to learn. I mean, the amount of bad dishes I've made or served, like.
Am I the only one who can hear that?
I know I can hear that.
No, you got Waterloo Sunset going.
It's not me. Oh, it is me.
I can hear that.
It is.
I just started playing off my Spotify.
That's a copyright strike if I've ever seen one.
Hey! Wait.
Warner Brothers gonna put our video.
Hey!
Great fit.
Sorry guys, I don't know what that happened. I also need to get a laptop charger real quick. But wait. I'll just run upstairs. You're getting a whole lot.
Okay, Sam is just off to get his laptop charger. So Ossie, you've made quite a few now.
Yeah.
What's this, number 5?
This is number 5. I don't quite have enough to make a full one here, I think. So this might be a bit of a taster. That's absolutely fine. Because I've made quite big ones. I'm only going to need 3 for this dish anyway, so I'm going to pick the 3 nicest ones. But this one's a good taster. So rip off a bit of batter and you can dip it in your sauce. You can try it. My sauce now, you can see it's like quite syrupy.
Oh, yeah.
Which is quite nice. So yeah, once that's all ready, it's just going to be a taster one. And I'm going to get ready for my final assembly and flambeing. That's the word.
So Sam, how many pancakes have you got through? Sam?
You know the dog in Tom and Jerry?
What?
Yes. Yeah.
And he's on a leash, and he always tries and runs after them, but he can't because he's on a leash. That's how I feel with these bitty bitty.
What's that noise?
I was getting a nice presentation plate, a nice white plate.
I'm just using a normal plate. Oh, now the smoke alarm's going off. Give us that.
You can tell who's the professional here.
I think this live stream shows that preparation is very important when you're cooking.
Preparation is everything.
Make sure you've got your laptop charger, that a window's open if you're smoke. If there's going to be a lot of smoke, things like that.
Ingredients weighed out if you're against the time. Get ahead of the game.
Yep.
We're going to give a little nice and thick now, like a kind of tomato jam.
How does the sauce taste, Sam?
It's good. It could do with some salt.
Could do with some salt.
Could you just switch the main camera to my camera for a second, Jake? I just want to show you.
Of course.
So this is the kind of consistency. So the traditional way of testing for consistency of any sauce is putting it on the back of a spoon and being able to run a finger through it. That's how you know you've got the right sauce consistency. So that's a nice syrup. That's exactly what I'm looking for these pancakes. Cool. That's my little bit over.
We'll look at some comments now. Jess Mindell says, all looking great. And she's a bit jealous, as she really wants pancakes now. If anyone is feeling like pancakes for brunch, quickly head on down to your kitchen, get the ingredients, and cook along with Ossie and Sam.
Please do.
Maybe just
be creative with it. Be creative with it. Do something different from us if you want. It's the wonderful thing about pancakes.
Or combine them. Oh, here we go. Sam's flipping them.
I don't think the combination would be the best idea, but you know.
Yeah, if you get a tomato sauce.
Guys,
set on
I found
fire.
a new hobby.
What, flipping pancakes?
Yeah. My eye keeps opening. This is application not funny. It's being weird. This is fun. I've never done this before. I'm gonna make another one.
I'm now laying my pancakes in. As I said before, I'm going to do 3 for this one because if you plate things up in odd numbers, they look a lot nicer than if you plate them up in even numbers. I don't know why, it just is. It's just something that we thought, plate stuff up in odd numbers doesn't make them a lot of sense, but you know. And you can see now this beautiful orange color to the sauce. I'm just going to let down with a tiny bit of water because it's a little thick at the moment.
We've got some comments from the Liberal Judaism Watch Party. An anonymous source asked, will Sam clean the kitchen afterwards?
I cleaned the kitchen before and put the shopping away. My mom was doing Pilates. So I will.
That comment was by initials MC, so we can only guess who that was. Sam, I think you may have a pan like Aussie's one. But now maybe it's too late for you to be doing that.
A pan as good as Aussie.
Leave me alone. I'm on TV. I don't know. My mom says, is anyone watching? I think people are watching because we keep getting comments.
Well, let's go to Aussie's. They're looking pretty nice.
Yeah, Aussies, those are very lovely.
Thank you. Although I've just made a cardinal sin. Stacked them the wrong way. Oh no. I want the point a bit. Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but I didn't. Oh. I didn't want to embarrass you.
Thanks, Sam.
Aussie, what's going on?
I want it like that. Not the
Are
other
they
way.
not really? Was it not really hot when you just picked it up with your hands?
Yes, I have asbestos hands. It's warm, slightly warm.
Threw it so far, and then I caught it.
I'm going to hold off on the flambe until Sam, you're at a decent stage.
Okay.
So it's going to be the last thing I do. So I'm pretty much good to go.
I'm gonna add my olives to my sauce and a bit of vinegar. Here are my chopped olives. They're going in.
Sam, can you show us what your pan looks like?
Yeah. Give me a moment. This is my sauce. Stir those olives in.
It looks very nice.
You're rude.
I said it looks nice.
You were being sarcastic though.
No, he wasn't.
No.
Self-confidence, Sam. Self-confidence.
Believe in yourself.
I actually back the sauce. The pancakes I'm less confident about, but the sauce is good. The pancakes
Maybe
I think they look a bit rubbery.
Maybe have some backup pasta, just to have some pasta.
Well, yeah, I wasn't really gonna have pancakes for lunch, so I thought maybe pasta would be a better. And a mousse bouche. Oh my god, I've really gone through so much batter already. I've only made like 4 pancakes. So I definitely have been using too much butter. Batter.
Right, okay. What I'm going to be doing whilst I'm waiting for Sam is I'm going to get my alcohol ready, which again, like I was saying before, I stress, is not necessary. You don't need to flambe this. That, as it is there, is perfectly delicious to have as it is, maybe with a scoop of ice cream if you want. Because the damage has been done already, so you may as well add some more sugar. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to mix just a little bit of brandy, which I got here, probably about half a shot worth, along with, so that's going to provide most of the alcohol, which is what's going to be burning, along with I'm going to use Cointreau, but it's the generic name for it is just triple sec, which is an orange liqueur. So I'm just going to mix those two together. And those are what's going to be my flambe in the end. So there is a flavour coming from the Cointreau or the triple sec. There are other brands available, such as Grand Marnier or Curaçao is another one. Beg your pardon?
Are you sponsored by them?
I am not, although I'm looking for sponsorships. So if Quantro are watching the LJY cooking stream, as I'm sure they are, then I'm your man.
Oh, this one's even worse. This is the worst one yet. This is bad. It's a mess.
So just
bad.
a tiny bit of brandy and a tiny bit of Cointreau or triple sec, which brings the flavor, and the brandy brings the flame.
Should I flambe mine?
If you insist, you're the one eating it in the end.
I didn't think I could.
Ozzy, did the pancakes not get soggy?
No, you want them to. You want them to absorb all the sauce, all the liquids. They're still going to maintain.
Won't it be like if you leave Weetabix in the bowl for too long? Will it be like that?
You wouldn't know. You don't eat Weetabix because you're gluten-free, Jacob. Or have you been lying?
Oh, you got in there. Whoa!
I don't eat gluten means I still know.
In fact, I've seen Jacob Swirsky eat gluten before, and he's alive. So you do the maths.
This last pancake,
I'm not saying it's a conspiracy theory, but
gluten-free denialism, please.
Well,
leave out the door.
The facts speak for themselves, but this stream isn't about that, even though it should be. Anyway, I'm pretty much ready to go. I'm waiting on Sam now. So
okay, wait, this is my last prep.
Can we see one final flip, Sam?
Yeah. Wait. Okay. Wait.
Here we go. One final flip.
Oh wait, it's stuck. Wait. It was not stuck, and suddenly it's become stuck. Okay, wait. Hey!
Amazing. Well, I would say that's one for the bleeper reel, but
I didn't hear any of it
live. If you want to learn how to flip and how not to flip, Ossie and Sam perfectly show both sides of that. So well done, both of you.
I've utilised the time waiting to make sure my kitchen is nice and clean and reduce the washing up, by the way. For anyone playing along at home, use any downtime you have to clean.
Good idea.
Okay, wait, I'm going to try and fold mine like Ossie's. They're a bit too thick. Some of them are. Some of them's good. I got like 2 like presentable ones. And the other 3 are ugly. Okay, now I'm going to put my sauce on.
No pancakes are ugly, Sam.
Sorry?
No pancakes are ugly. They're all amazing.
These pancakes.
Hashtag all pancakes are beautiful.
Okay, so here's my finished sauce. The spoon's some on top. Wait, I need my right hand. Oh.
Watch out for your headphone.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's go, Sam, and have a look at his amazing sauce. Oh, there we go. Fantastic.
It's all in the taste. It's all in the taste.
Ossie, as someone who works in a kitchen, presentation is often a key part of cooking. Describe Sam's presentation for us.
I think it's a problem with the lighting. Actually, personally, I think you can have really good food that in bad light perhaps doesn't look as palatable.
No, I promise you.
That's just my statement.
Looks very ugly.
It's 100% the lighting there, Sam. I wouldn't worry too much.
Yeah.
I've got my. Yeah. I've got. Have you got? Is yours plated up, ready to go? Then.
Yeah.
Do you want to take a photo of it and send it to myself and
Jacob? To get good light, like you said.
Yeah, that'll make the difference.
So Ossie, what's happening with yours? You're going to be setting.
So I'm about to flambe. If you want to get the Aussie cam one as well, like you can see, I've just moved it to this side here, so you might be able to get both views on as well. If you haven't side by side myself and the Aussie cam.
Okay.
There we go, lovely. So what I'm going to do now, and again, cannot stress enough how much this is the dangerous part of the whole thing. Completely optional. Don't do it. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, don't do it. But if you feel confident enough and you're in a safe enough environment, then by all means, go ahead. I have my alcohol in here. What I'm going to do is going to wait for this sauce to start bubbling, get really hot. I'm going to pour my alcohol on, and I'm just going to slightly tip it so that the fumes from the alcohol touch the open flame. I've got a gas stove under here. If you don't have a gas stove, use a lighter or some other kind of ignition source or a match. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to touch it so that flambes it, and then that's essentially the dish done at that point. It can be plated up. So my sauce is now bubbling. This is the critical moment, so forgive me if I am quiet for a second. I'll just get stuff prepared, making sure finally that absolutely nothing around it can be burnt except for my nice expensive laptop and my phone. That's fine. Apart from that, there's nothing around that could potentially get burnt, but I'm doing this for your viewing pleasure. So I'm going to turn off the gas momentarily. I'm going to drizzle in, oh, wrong jug. Drizzle in my alcohol. Flame back on. And yes, there we go. I don't know if that's showing up on stream, but it is burning. Probably because it's quite bright at the moment. You might just be able to see the flames off of that. You able to see them? I think Jacob's gone. Well, for those of you watching at home, there are...
No, I'm here. Yeah, I can see
there's still a few flames.
They look pretty good.
This is obviously something that when you do tableside, they'll dim the lights in the restaurant. So it obviously shows up a lot better. But that now has burnt off the majority of the alcohol. So that is a gloriously sticky, sweet orange sauce that has had all the booze burnt off it. And you've got to be careful with booze because it tends to burn with a very clear flame, or especially if you're in strong light, you can't really see the flame a lot. So oftentimes it will still be burning before you see it. So just be careful. But I know for a fact that's now burnt out completely. So I'm going to plate mine up. Just going to...
I took my food outside. Doesn't it look much nicer?
Yeah.
It
Sure.
does look nicer. It does look nicer. I can definitely say that.
Definitely getting a... have you heard of a chef called Massimo Bottura?
No.
He has he for a while ran the best restaurant in the world, as in highest rated one in Italy, and he prided himself on basically his dishes were he had his most famous dishes is literally called "Oops, I dropped the lemon tart," which is essentially the pastry case on the plate, and he puts it on and he gives it a whack and then just chucks some lemon curd around it, and it's a lemon tart. But he's got 3 Michelin stars, so he's made a very good living off of perhaps not conventional plating up.
Yeah, well, that was the vibe I was going for.
No, I could see that. I could see that all throughout your process because you didn't stop talking about him and the way that he's inspired his plate. So that
I
makes
have
perfect
a
sense.
tattoo of his face on my lower back.
Yeah. What's his name again?
Aussie Gold Coast.
I didn't know you had a tattoo with me, but
Monsieur something.
Massimo Bottura.
With my knife and fork. Wait.
I want to see. Oh yeah, get a little bib on, Sam. We want to see your first bite. Sam is taking a bite of his amazing pancakes and tomato sauce.
I'm getting a bit of everything. Bit of olive on the.
Bit of olive. Bit of walnut.
Yeah.
Very nice. So remind us again of your dish, please, Sam. What's gone into it? Remind us again of your entire dish. What's gone into it?
Okay. Olives, garlic, onion, chili flake, sauce, a little bit of balsamic vinegar, and then the pancakes, and it's got some toasted walnuts on top. It's really tasty.
Beautiful.
Although the pancakes are like they're a bit. I think I made them a bit too thick, so they're like a little bit undercooked. But that's okay.
How many stars would you give the dish out of 10?
The sauce, solid, like 7.5. The pancakes, probably 3 or 4.
Okay.
Getting my garnish.
Obviously, you ready for your tasting?
My completely superfluous piece of garnish. There we go. Because why not? Sprig of mint. So yeah, that's Krep Suzette, which is crepes that are then cooked in a caramel orange sauce, traditionally flambéed with a bit of Cointreau or triple sec. Very classical French dish, very rich, very decadent. That alone will probably be my caloric intake for the next week, so I won't eat all of it. But very rich, very decadent, very worth trying. If you feel confident enough with the flambe, give it a go as well. I'm going to give mine a try as well. Let me get my correct cutlery. I'm going to move that over to there. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to try one pancake for now, and then I'm going to replate it and get a nice proper photo of it so you can share it later if you want. Just so I can evoke the flavor. I've got my...
Ossie, do you have an Instagram account with all your...
I do. In fact,
designs?
it's got, I'll tell you what, it's got a very creative name to it that you'll never guess.
Is it at Ossie Goldhill?
My God, you guessed it. You're good.
There we go. So at Ossie
God.
Goldhill for some food pictures.
Food pictures, other photography pictures. If you're looking to hire someone, I know a guy. www.aussiegoldhill.com.
Ossie, give us a little describe.
Follow you on Instagram.
That is glorious. It's if I do say so myself, very sweet, buttery, rich, decadent. Lovely acidity from the orange, and I use these orange segments at the end, so it's not too much of like an artificial orange flavor. You get a nice freshness from it. It's beautifully textured with the sauce, nicely coating the pancakes. Soaked through a little bit as well, which is very nice. And it's offset by the kind of plain texture of the pancakes themselves. Actually works as a bit of a balance to the sweetness and the acidity of the sauce. But overall, I am very pleased with that. That was a beautiful, lovely Krep Suzette, if I do say so myself.
Brilliant. Well, we've gone over the hour mark now, so I think probably a good time to wrap up. Thank you very much to Ossie and Sam for making their respective pancakes. We've got one savoury and one sweet. Sam, would you want to come on again? Did you enjoy that? How did you find that experience of cooking in a live stream?
I thought it was really fun. It was really nice to see both of you. It's quite exhilarating. Probably next time, if I was going to do it again, I would want to make something that I was like a little bit more confident with.
Fair enough, yeah.
But it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Sunday brunch. Do you think you know we'd be seeing you? I'm in a TV show actually. Do you reckon we'll be seeing you on that sometime soon?
Sunday brunch.
Yeah, first LJY live stream, then
this kid's going places. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I can see Sam on national TV definitely.
Yeah, I only made this many. They're not like the sauce is really nice, but the pancake is sick.
Yeah,
be an independent judge.
Ask Nikki to try some, and we'll see what she says.
No, we've got a pan just like his that's burning on stick, the one you had.
Well, I couldn't find it.
It's the big flat one.
I think the sauce is very nice and the walnut's very nice, but the pancakes are not.
Nikki's going to give her verdict.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice and spicy though.
You like the sauce?
There you go.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
Just practice.
So there we have it. It was a good sauce, but the pancakes maybe need a little bit more practice.
You know what? Whenever Martha used to come over to my house, and she would always make me make pancakes, but like thick pancakes, and that would be like the thing we did for like 2 years.
Oh, so you've had some experience.
So whenever but that's with like proper pancakes.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, again, thank you very much to Sam and Ossie, and join us maybe in 2 weeks' time for another edition of LJY-Netzer's cooking live streams. Have a great day, everyone.
Cheers.
See ya.